Okay. Should have it going. Need to double check things. Descriptions. Then I need to do a quick sound check to make sure that everything's actually plugged in correctly. Okay. I can hear myself, so sound seems to be on. So, we will get started with that. Oh, been a long day, but hopefully a good day so far. And for everybody tuning in, hope you guys have been having a good day as well. So, I have more sins to confess on this. I have a lot of sins to confess on this. So, I spent some time doing a little bit of grinding. Mostly the grinding in question was level grinding, just getting a couple of party members up, making them a bit stronger, so that way we can handle things as needed. But by doing so, I started getting things up in the Pokédex. I'm trying to fill it out, 185 out of 204. So, starter lines I need to figure out. Because in Legends like in Legends Arceus, they just gave you the other two starters later on in the story. Except Tawny, or Urbane if you chose that chick character model, is using the other two in their party. So I don't know how I'm gonna get access to the other two unless I need to make a Smurf account, like a secondary channel, and just trade over things. So, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I need to evolve a Binacle into a Barbaracle, and yeah, I found a shiny Magikarp while level grinding. Which, of course, means I got a shiny Mega Gyarados at my disposal if I really want to train it up. So we have that. However, I'm not really going to add it to the team because I already have a water type. So I'm not too worried there. I'm more about just trying to get things figured out. I haven't found a metal coat. I had a friend that I talked with off stream, and so I got some things done, but neither of us have found a metal coat. And so, although we both have Scyther, we just can't trade over for a Scizor, so that's kind of a thing that we're dealing with. I just found Litwick, so I need to get that done. Need a metal coat for Steelix. No idea where to find Phalanx. No idea who goes there. Bagon, haven't seen him at all. Drampa, no idea. Zygarde is Zygarde. I'm not expecting us to get that anytime soon. There's also the fact that there are two other Kanto starters that we need to get. So unless this game allows breeding, I don't know if we're going to get it. Also, we have Slowpoke, Slowbro. I'm assuming Slowking goes here, but I haven't found a King's Rock either, so I'm not sure how to turn Slowpoke into Slowking. Much less, I have the Galarian Slowpoke, but I don't have any Galarica twigs. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get that evolved. I have a Krokorok, I just need to evolve into Crocodile. I need to grind out Friendship so I can get a Lopunny. I need to capture a bunch more Eevee because I got Leafeon and Glaceon, but then I need Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Espeon, and Umbreon. And then Sylveon. Spritzy, I've never used this thing. I'm not against its design, I just haven't really used it before, and I never really cared to. Apparently, this little shit evolves in a trade evolution by holding a special item. I only have 2 of said items, so I gotta make that count. I just don't have a male Ralts to turn into a Glade right now, so that's gonna take a while. I need to grind out Friendship with Cleffa so I can get Clefable. That's really it for now. So, I have all that. So we're just going to go over and get the party re-equipped so we can progress the story. And some of you might notice that there are I have extra boxes now, and a lot of extra Pokemon. I have secondary teams that I'm trying to build up, so this Baneri I'm going to turn into a Lopunny. Figured Mega Baneri, may as well just go for the Mega Lopunny, have some fun. Houndoom, Clawlitzer, Frostlass, and Dragonite. Yeah, Alpha Dragonair was a find, and I'm keeping that. So, for full clarity's sake, I didn't want to replace these party members. The issue is, we're playing a Legends, like a Pokemon Legends game. And in Legends Arceus, you had some end-game content and some post-game content. And the secret boss with a Volo that I don't know if I could keep Ariados and Sableye normal forms in the party for long. So I found the same gender of the two members I'm replacing, but I upgraded them into their... I just got an alpha version of them and gave them the same name. So we're just going to say, for the sake of fun, that by the power of friendship, some of our party members got stronger than necessary so that they can continue to work with us and ensure that we get through everything. Because that sounds a lot more fun than I replace them because their base stat totals are not good. And since this isn't a mainline Pokemon game, I'm not confident in my ability to keep them alive and viable throughout the end of the game. As awful as that sounds. I also went back to this outfit. I really just kind of enjoy the mod coat with the black boots and then the blue pants. Side note, I did a side quest. So, with that all being said, everything readjusted and going, we're just gonna run for it. Because we're not too far from... I know they keep saying they're the Rust Syndicate, and with my friend who's further in the story than I am, because he's not a streamer and I am, I'll be honest, I've been screwing around their base for so long, and for some reason what came to my mind when I first saw them was the Blueberry Mafia. So, yes, this is the Rust Syndicate. I like their outfit. They look like the actual Yakuza, because in Gen 1 we had the Italian Mafia with Giovanni. These guys straight up look like the Yakuza. But for some reason, Blueberry Mafia just kind of made more sense in my mind. That's just how I saw them, so that's why I'm calling them. Sheesh. Everything about the Rust Syndicate has a threatening aura, right down to their building. Really? I find it interesting. Come on, let's go broker a deal with loan sharks from the Yakuza. We clean the city of dirt and dust. Watch us grunts wash away the rust. Hey, looks like we've got visitors. Did you two just hype yourselves up, or is that supposed to be your greeting whenever somebody shows up? Huh? What do you want? Got business with the Rust Syndicate? Yes, we're here to talk. Ooh, here to talk, huh? Well, I'm on guard duty here. I'm too busy keeping an eye on things to listen to your problems. Maybe if you're crushing the Pokemon battle, you'll run off and stop bothering us. That means you and me are gonna have a one-on-one match too, little girl. Oh, I'm gonna pound your faces in the dirt and I'm going to call it therapy. Yeah, because it was gonna be impossible to hide the fact that... Yeah. Also, Alpha Sableye gets access to Phantom Force. I did not know this. I'm not the best with timing Phantom Force just yet, because Sableye only just learned it. But Barrel's gonna be getting a lot of use out of Phantom Force. So I'm very excited to have that addition in there. Well, I lost. Hey, you cheated, didn't you? That's why you're never gonna make it past being a guard, see? Hey, shut up. I didn't see you pulling a win on your end either. My battle was much closer. I lost by a hair. It was practically a win. You're standing out in front of our organization, a place where we need to maintain appearances. I fail to see how you two causing a scene is aiding us in this effort. Now, Who are our guests? Mr. Felipe. Standing guard isn't just busy work, it's a vital role in our organization. Please do it properly. Now then, my name is Felipe. What brings you to our humble office today? We're here to discuss Tawny. Oh, then you must be Quail. Thank you for coming by so soon after my call. I can see you're taking matters very seriously. But what a shame to find out that this is the kind of people you are. Was there truly a need to humiliate our guards so thoroughly and heartlessly? What? I don't know if I can discuss business with people as rude as yourselves, but it would also be rude of me to send you away when you came all the way here. So how about this? I give you a thrashing in battle, and we call it even. If you don't mind an embarrassing defeat, speak to me when you're ready. Again, I'm going to bury your face in the dirt, and I'm going to enjoy every second of this. So, we're doing this the difficult way? Allow me to be as difficult as possible. So, how about you show me what you can do in a Pokemon battle? You're on. I do like that enthusiasm, but I'm part of the Rust Syndicate's top brass. My approval is hard to win. I wouldn't want to leave you with false optimism about how business with us goes. Oh, you've got a Mega in your lapel pin. Honestly, good choice to place it. Opening with a Steelix. I am sorry, that Steelix is not lasting long. Yeah. Oh, how adorable. I do love a good Skarmory. Our two stones connect us. Our bond manifests in Mega Evolution. Skarmory has a Mega? What? Why does Skarmory have such a long... That's annoying. That was my electric type move. Alright, I'm going to break you the hard way. I see. Your Pokemon are a little stronger than I expected. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed, for someone so young. I've taken the liberty of healing your Pokemon as a sign of my goodwill. And as a man of my word, I think it's time for us to talk business. Please follow me. Come on, Quill. We should head in after him. Are you gonna be okay, Lita? I can do this myself. So, King Gambit statue. And wheezing. I appreciate the wheezing. King Gambit, I can... is hit or miss for me. However, don't mind me, I'm gonna rob you guys because you're already robbing everyone else here. Oh boy. The atmosphere in the office is tense. Are we getting setting descriptions? Look, the air in the office might be intense. That's my face. I do not care. So, let's just get this over with. Into the elevator, please. Ah, gold King Gambit statue. Wait here, please. These two are here to speak with you, boss. And who exactly am I speaking with? They're the kids here to discuss our business involving Hotel Z. So you two came in place of Tawny, eh? She's too good to come herself. But tell me, Felipe, why don't our guests have a scratch on them? Crush their spirits. Make them more persuadable. Sorry, boss. They're stronger than they look. You don't say. Well, isn't that interesting? So you two, I take it you're here to talk some sort of deal. Better make it worth my time. I'm sorry, can I ask, who are you? Lita, you are a fucking idiot. Bah, enough of that. We've got guests. This isn't the time to be discussing our internal affairs. And where are my manners? I've kept our guests standing this whole time. Have a seat on the sofas, why don't you? They're real comfy. Our guests all love them. In fact, they never seem to want to leave them. At least, not before agreeing to everything we ask. Now then, let's talk business. Like I said, though, you better make it worthwhile. Otherwise, who knows what may happen to you. We promise we're taking this super seriously. We had to come in Tawny's place because we couldn't get a hold of her. To be honest, though, we're not sure why she came to you for a loan in the first place. I guess I'd interpret your friend Tawny's lack of communication as an attempt to save you from worry. She's such a caring girl, after all. Fill them in, Felipe. This whole deal began when I encountered Tawny out helping people in the city. She was lending a hand to a member of our organization, so I asked her if there was any way we could help in return. As a thanks, of course. She mentioned that the hotel she was helping out was struggling to get customers, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to offer our assistance. One of our services is providing loans to those in need, you see. Tawny was rather enthusiastic about the idea. She mentioned needing funds to create some promotional videos for the hotel. It was my pleasure to loan her 100,000 for this purpose. Your friend helped us, so we helped your friend. A beautiful little circle, isn't it? Excuse me? You said on the phone that the interest is already up to $1 million now. You call that helping? Naturally, I made sure to indicate the terms and conditions when finalizing the loan. Your friend claimed that if she made a video and posted it ASAP, guests would flock to your hotel so she could pay us back in full the very next day. What? But her videos, can you really make a video that good? I told her she shouldn't be overpromising. But she did. So now what I want to know is, what are you two going to do about the situation? We need more time to repay you. Ah, poor us. It sounds like we're never going to get our money back, Felipe. Listen, I'll tell you what. We can leave the matter of the 100,000 that Tawny borrowed between her and us. That way, you two only have to deal with all the extra interest she accrued. How do you expect us to deal with it? I'm not a monster. I know having this big old debt from Tawny hanging over your head can't be fun, and I doubt you can cough up the money anyway. So I've got a proposal for you. Nothing too hard. I just want you to take care of some little jobs here and there for us. You do well, and I'll start reducing the interest that is owed to us. Why should we believe that you'll actually follow through on that? Is this kid trying to test my patience? No, I shouldn't be losing my temper at innocent civilians. Look, I'm cutting you a deal here. Out of the goodness of my heart, I might add. Now, if you choose to reject my kind offer, then we'll just show up at the hotel and have a big old Pokémon showdown. Every single one of us. So what do you say? I assume you'll accept. We accept. Now that's what I like to hear. Pleasure doing business with you. How much will we have to do before the interest is taken care of and we're done working for you? Well, if you work really, really hard, maybe just one job. Or I could keep giving you more work. It's up to me, really. So you're saying you might just keep us working for you forever? Oh, don't worry. It probably won't come to that. But look on the bright side. These jobs will all be for the benefit of the city. Just do your best and I'm sure everything will go fine. To be clear, this deal is between you two and the Rust Syndicate. Tawny has no part. I'll be in touch. The exit is over there. Kindly see yourselves out. I really wish there's an option to just pay it. Like if I just had the money ahead of time, I would have grinded night, because I can get about 100k each night. So it'd only take me 10 nights of grinding, and I'd easily have enough money to pay all that. Phew. I'm so glad we're out of there. Yo, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. Just got home.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. I got home not that long ago either. Oh.
Do you like my new profile picture and name?
Of course, Alfarius.
You know, what's kind of funny is I very recently, like this week, got VR chat and tried it out for like the first time.
Oh boy, how did that go?
Man, I've seen some weird shit.
Yeah.
I've had a few good conversations on there, but man, there's been a lot of weird stuff. But one of my skins is an Alpha Legion Space Marine that can like has this effect where they can like change to different loyalist chapters or whatever.
Ooh.
But I also got, you know, I figured out maybe it's not the best idea to join each world in the Deathwatch Terminator armor, because that's another avatar I have. Because I feel like a lot of people see that and they're like, ah, it's Nazi armor or something weird like that. It's like, no, it's not. It's Warhammer, but okay.
Well, you know how certain people are with the internet. Anything that is... Yeah, I was about to say, anything that's to the right of Mao is Nazism.
So basically, just to play it safe, whenever I join one of those worlds where it's like one of those like bar type things, you know, I make sure that I'm either a Thousand Suns or a Slanesh Marine.
Oh, there you go.
Just don't bat an eye.
Yeah, for the most part. If you're Chaos, for the most part, everybody just assumes you're chill.
Yeah.
Unless if you're a World Eater, then you're not chill.
I have a World Eater that's like scaled down really, really small. So like every now and then he'll just, you know, scream like, engulf them in pain! But he's like, I don't know, 2 feet tall.
Short person anger. Aptly constructed.
Yeah, I found a world that had a lot of like Warhammer themed avatars that you could just get for free.
Oh, nice.
So I was like snatching up a bunch of those.
As one should. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, gosh dang it. I keep messing up this jump.
You have VR chat too, don't you?
Yeah. I haven't used it since like 2017, I want to say. But yeah, I have it. I just really haven't been doing anything with it for the past while. I liked it, it's just I also didn't have internet at my house until recently, And if I was playing VR chat, I really wanted to use my actual VR headset, not just my desktop. You know? It's a different feeling.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I only ever use the headset, but so here's the thing: is it's like I feel like half of why I go on there is because I'm like morbidly curious about the kind of weird conversations and interactions I'll get to witness.
Oh yeah. The first time I got VR chat and I did it solo, I met up with a dude and straight up, uh, he he had hacked in a model that had nudity because VR chat bans the nudity. Dude straight up just walked up and went, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" I go, "Huh?" He immediately like flashes me full on anime titties with physics. I'm like, "Oh." This is like 5 minutes into getting the world and just looking around by myself. I'm like, ah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. The person, I mean, they didn't like flash or whatever, but they started telling me about all these like, I mean, I feel like I can't go into detail on what everything they were saying, but basically they were describing all of these like really odd abilities, quote unquote, that their avatar had, and they're basically telling me, yeah, whoever made this thing is definitely not seeing the gates of heaven or something like that.
Oh yeah. Honestly, if you want to find the weird stuff in VR chat, don't go to the full furry worlds because that's pure degeneracy. But there's like the entry level furry worlds. Those ones I think are more interesting because you get the furries who are self-aware enough to know, yeah, being a furry's fucking weird. They can acknowledge that, and so they're the more chill people to talk to. Because I got no problem with furries, but I also want you to have some self-awareness when you're talking to me about stuff. Like I watch anime, I am a weeb, but I am self-aware to know, yeah, this shit's weird. And I don't shy away from that fact. So when I meet the furries who are self-aware enough to go, yeah, no, I know this is weird because I still am plugged into reality, it makes for better conversations with them.
You know, I gotta say, like, all the memes aside and everything, I have met like quite a few furries, and honestly, I have not had like any like overly negative experience or toxic experiences around the ones I have talked to.
Yeah, I think it's just the ones that are terminally online that are the worst ones. Anyone that you meet in real life is somehow connected to reality, that they're a lot more chill. Because the only time I've seen or had negative experiences with furries is the terminally online ones that are on like Twitter. And of course, that was my first mistake is being on Twitter, but still.
But I was in one of those like, because you know how they have some of those worlds where it's like it's not one of the official 18 verified ones where you actually enter your ID, which I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to post that to them.
Yeah.
But there are some of those worlds where basically the people there have like a person who mans like the front desk prior to like the bar or actual club area, and they basically like try to verify each person. And yes, you can technically lie and be like, I'm this age when you're totally not, but I feel like to some degree at least slightly would deter some people who aren't 18 because you got to go talk to an actual person and lie to them, and with the severe social anxiety people in kind of like the younger generations and our generation have, I feel like it probably deters at least a portion of people who would lie about their age.
Yeah, no.
Because they got to go up to a front desk and be like, "Oh yeah, my birthday is," and then like, "Yeah, you're okay, goodbye."
Mm-hmm.
And they get booted.
That's kind of the
But
thing is, it's the internet. We've all lied about our age at some point on the internet.
yeah. Are you sure you want to enter? This is for 18 or older only.
Yep.
But,
Also, let's be real, I would not be surprised if people get radicalized by being on VR chat.
oh yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. I I've seen some really, really like hostile interactions. Like I saw this one guy that his avatar was like Charlie Kirk, and some other
Oh.
person saw it, and they were freaking out. And they weren't just screaming at them; they're screaming at this guy's like entire group. And I'm just kind of standing there because I was having like a relatively normal conversation with this person, and then they started flipping out on all these people, and then they were all looking at me. I was just like, I was just kind of standing there, just like did like a shrug thing with my hands. It's like I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he's, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of get it to some degree, but I'm also like, dude, why are you like shouting at all of these people, especially if it's just the one person who has this skin, you know?
Honestly, it's just because depending on where you go in VR chat, you either find people who are kind of disconnected from like the real world stuff and are in niche communities. Because that's kind of where I went back when I was using it more often, like 2017 and 2018. That I went to chat worlds where I would just meet up with people and just talk about anime or games. And then you get people who are the worst of blending real life and fake everything into it, that they just take everything too seriously. Because let's be real, you're in VR chat. Nothing that happens in VR chat should be taken seriously. So if you're going to take VR chat seriously for anything besides an honest discussion between like one or a small group of people around a virtual campfire, you're already losing the game.
Yeah. I do hear a lot of slurs when I'm in a lot of worlds, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's the internet. And
Like a lot of like hard R too. And I was just like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was surprised. It's just like it was just.
jarring.
I feel like well, you know, I have Instagram Reels. I got that kind of stuff that you know, the stuff that's on there that I see, and I'm used to that. And even still, I was just like, wow, that's a lot of times this person is saying this, and I don't know. But kind of backtracking a little, one of like the 18 verified like bar lounge hangout worlds I went to, I ended up talking to this one person there who was a British furry who really liked Warhammer, and we kind of just chilled as part of a group for like probably 4 hours.
I can see that actually.
Me and this like other American guy started bringing up stuff about American food because this other person, the Brit, they were basically talking about it's like what do you put first on your scones, like the cream or the jam or this or that, and I told him, oh, we get it pre-packaged from the store. It already has it all on it. And he just kind of started being like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't do a British accent, but like me and the American guy, the other
What you on
American
about,
guy,
mate?
Yeah, we're and then a third American joined us. So her, the other guy, and myself, we were all like, yeah, I mean, all that stuff at the stores, it comes like pre-packaged with like the jam or jelly already in it and with the cream already added to it and everything, and they were kind of having a bit of a meltdown over it. And then I asked their opinion. I'm like, what do you think of pre-bottled tea? They started crashing out.
That one of the best things to ask any Brit.
Yeah, and like in the middle of them crashing out, their actual game crashed. And
Oh,
they
that's
just, like,
so.
out of existence.
Oh, that's so much better when that's what happens.
Yeah, set them on fire.
He might be an unsanctioned cat mutant, but he's not yet cleared for exterminatus.
Yeah, and I think whenever I switch to that Terminator armor, like the avatar automatically says this line. Basically, it's like, "You never suffer this, you still live," or something like that.
Oh,
like a
there we
deep
go.
Terminator voice.
As one
Took
should.
me a little bit to figure out why I was getting randomly kicked from certain lobbies until I figured out, oh, it's probably the black and red on the armor, and they probably misunderstand what I'm actually wearing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can't wear my Deathwatch stuff, even though I really think they're cool. Or at least don't wear it like as the thing I walk into the world with. Like wait until I've built rapport with some of the people there.
Yeah. Because I like the Death Watch, but you really don't have friends on the internet if you are sporting the Death Watch colors. Not because the Death Watch are bad, it's just you get fanatical people who just associate one thing with another and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and plus, like, even though black and red and similar derivatives are like a really cool look, it's kind of always going to be permanently tainted a little because of, you know, the world wars and such.
Yeah, with a certain social 1940s in Central Europe, black and red is kind of a ruined color scheme.
Yeah.
It's an amazing color scheme. I mean, it was designed by Hugo Boss, so right? Because yeah, we can talk about ideology all the time. At the end of the day, though, fashion is fashion, and there are just certain things you can't avoid.
See,
But
now it's like, I wasn't like talking more about the armor stuff. I would believe it a little more, or it'd make more sense to me if I walked in there wearing like Black Templar's armor. Because again, I know that they're not supposed to be that in the lore, it's just they happen to have an iron cross as part of their iconography,
yep.
you know? So it's like, I would totally understand, plus the stereotypes of like Black Templars players, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what's the stereotype? Not all Black Templars players, but always a Black Templar player.
Yep.
So yeah, like usually I stick with the Dark Angels. I have this one skin that's like a Deathwing Terminator Apothecary.
Ah.
Which is kind of, interesting. I don't even know if that's really lore friendly, is it? Because I didn't think there were Apothecary Terminators. That doesn't seem like...
There are.
Heard of.
They're not common just because normally with most Terminators, like, for most Terminator squads, you don't really have an Apothecary, except there are Terminator, like, since the Dark Angels have their entire, like, Deathwing company, where it's not just a handful of squads, it is, like, I think a couple of battalions. They had to get an Apothecary because they couldn't just take a regular-ass Marine and go, yeah, the rest of us are going to run into combat. You're going to be underpowered for what we're running into. We expect you to extract the gene seed and get the fuck out if we all die. Like, that's too much pressure for a dude under, like, armored in that case.
I'm almost wondering if maybe one of the reasons why one would exist is like, oh no, our chapter master has been killed. Send in the Deathwing Apothecary Terminator to recover their gene seed or whatever.
Yep. Pair him with a librarian so you can teleport in, get in, kill what you need to, and get the fuck out before you get noticed. It's standard run, retrieve X item, and then get out. Nothing too fancy, but it definitely works for the setting.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that that one really stupid meme in the setting about like gene seed, where it shows like the Emperor with their the Emperor of Mankind with their like glowing appearance and face and everything, and it just says the words, "Only men shall receive my seed."
Yep. One of my favorite ones is somebody took that pillow fort meme, but made it with the Emperor and it just says "No girls allowed."
Yeah, I think I've seen that one too, or it has like the Imperial fists with like a shield too.
Yep, that one too. Just, oh. Yeah, no, it's just kind of weird. Because as far as Warhammer discourse goes, I'm really glad that the favorite factions I chose are the ones that few people talk about, or are the ones full of autists that we don't get they don't get wrapped up in politics. Because everybody I know who does the Iron Warriors we basically fit the definition of autistic incels.
Autismus Prime.
Absolutely. Every single person I know who loves the Iron Warriors, they are so hammered in on the lore to an autistic degree. I love talking with them. And then the other like factions I like playing are the Chaos Knights, because I just really like the look of the knights, but the Chaos ones are just more interesting to me. I mostly just like the head for the raven, like the bird head and the dog head. But then I also like the Dark Krakens, which is a successor chapter of the Salamanders. But instead of the Salamanders being on a world full of fire, the Dark Krakens are stuck in Subnautica but in 40k. So you can imagine how awful that is.
Yeah, like really out of what would be their element.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of why it's endearing to build an army with them, because it's straight up, yeah, we hunt the giant creatures on this planet so that the civilians can live a decent life on this ocean death world that we call home. The only thing...
Sorry, continue.
Oh, I was about to say, the only thing that kind of is a black mark against them is that the, in the lore, they're...
Children.
Thankfully not that. The only issue is that in the lore, they were created as a Primaris successor chapter from Belsarius Call. And so if you don't like Primaris, just about nobody will care or like the Dark Krakens. Which, fair, I will agree that there is some criticism to be thrown at the at the handling of the Primaris Marines. But there's only so much we can do when Games Workshop is being dumb.
Yeah, or that whole thing with what they did with the Terminus Decree with the Grey Knights.
Oh, that was such a dumb idea.
Man, because I loved the Grey Knights. I thought, like, when I first got into 40k, like, they were, like, for a time, they were, like, wow, I think this is, like, the coolest, chapter of Space Marines or whatever, And then they added that thing with the Terminus Decree, and it's just like, come on, man. It's like, why you gotta do that? Now everyone's gonna be, like, till the end of time being like, what's a Custodians versus a Grey Knight? The Grey Knight's gonna lose. It's like, holy shit. It's a fucking Custodes. It's the same deal with your favorite Space Marine chapter, too. Any one of them goes up against a Custodes, pretty good chance they're gonna die.
Yeah, the Custodes were the peak of genetic manipulation and super soldiers. That was always going to be the case.
But at the same time, I also kind of, yes, in, like, the setting with the Imperium and such, they are the peak, but it's also kind of funny if you get, like, the people who, I don't know, they're kind of really, really, really into the Custodes, like, a little too much, and just tell them they're so great that the Emperor ended up on the Golden Throne. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Something you definitely need to point out against the Custodes players. I also think a lot of people got into the Custodes specifically because Henry Cavill said that they were the faction he liked to build and paint the most. Back when Cavill was getting famous for, yeah, he's the Warhammer, like, celebrity. So of course we're all gonna love him.
Like, oh, I like nerdy guys, and it's literally just Henry Cavill.
Yep.
Or it's that other thing where it's like, I want a dad bod, and it's just like a bodybuilder instead of a cut.
Oh yeah. Yep. But do people really understand what dad bods even are at this point?
When I think of like a dad bod, I just think of like a slight beer gut, and you're not obese, but you're also not like what your healthy weight is.
Oh yeah.
That- That's basically what I picture when someone says that.
I would also argue that dad bod implies there's muscle on the arms, so that, yeah, he's got a gut. That doesn't mean he's weak. He's got some muscle. He can back up what he does.
Yeah. Speaking of the different legions and stuff, though, with like the Warhammer stuff, um, part of why I like the Dark Angels, like a big part of it is I just love the whole dynamic of like the Fallen and their like crazy trust issues.
Oh yeah.
Like, I just really like that, but I also lean towards their color scheme because even though green isn't my personal favorite color, you know, when I think of like a faction in the context of like warfare or whatever, I wouldn't want to, like, if I was the leader of an army or if I was commanding an army of Space Marines, like, I wouldn't want to send them into battle in like bright blueberry colored armor.
I mean, fair.
I'd want to use like something like that's got earthy colors, preferably green, you know?
No, that's fair.
I also really like the whole idea of how they, you know, they had like 6 wings, you know, like the 6 wings for their different like types of warfare they conducted, that all the other chapters, you know, ended up partially basing their own like tactics on, you know, since they were like the blueprint for the legions that came after them. But it's also because like with the 6 wings and then like
Hello, Altharius? I kind of lost you there. Oh, now I'm hearing you.
okay.
I was about to say, you
Cool is
just
what I
kind of
was
cut out halfway through that sentence. I was like, wait, what?
kind of ironic. I was starting to talk about like, oh, and another reason why I like the Dark Angels is because of their Primarch and their Force Walking ability, and it's like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
phasing into that like forced dimension. I can't remember what it's called, but like where he can like travel between worlds and such just by like phasing into this like alternate dimension and like walking through it.
Yeah, they gave the lion a really good power in that regard. And I'm glad they actually brought him back. Because it was funny that he hadn't returned to the 41st millennium only because he was just straight up sleeping. But, oh man. It's kind of nice to see him actually back and able to do something about it.
It's also like another thing that like if you're a Dark Angels fan that like you can use if you're ever arguing with somebody who's like trash talking legions, like, oh, okay, well, where's your Primarch?
Yeah, where's your
Oh,
dad?
dead. Yeah, where's your dad?
Because at that point, if it's somebody whose Primarch isn't around or is confirmed dead, you can just look at them and say, you know, this just seems like fatherless behavior.
You just upset all 6 of the Iron Hands fans.
The ironic thing is, one of the people I follow on Twitter is a Scottish woman who loves the Iron Hands to death. She has made videos going over their lore, explaining everything. Like,
See, I like the okay, so like you know how, you know, the different Space Marine armies, they can have slight variations in their color, right? And you know how the Iron Hands, one of their looks is like all black armor, but then they've got like the cyan blue visor, glowing eyes,
Yeah.
their power armor and stuff. I think that looks cool because like I really like the black with that kind of blue aesthetic, you know, and the bionic stuff is kind of cool. But when I was learning about their actual lore, what it's like to be one of them, and just like their culture, I was just kind of like, man, I would not want to be one of the Iron Hands.
No.
Cool, but I would not want to be one of them.
Yeah, the Iron Hands are really good with their established lore and like what their theme is and committing to the bit. But if you had to be a Space Marine at all, straight up, you want to be an Ultramarine. Those dudes have the highest chance of getting a decent job and not having to do shit.
Yeah, I would agree for the most part there. I mean, another part of it too is like, oh, well, the Grey Knights, they're so cool and this and that. Yeah, but like the trials to become one are one of like the worst of all of the Space Marine chapters, and on top of that, there's a good chance that if you go down in combat, you're maybe not going to be completely dead, but wishing you were when the demons get hold of you.
Yeah, there is a guaranteed awful ending to anybody who is a Grey Knight. There's no easy way down. It is pain and war.
Drip,
oh, for sure they do. Unless it's their mech unit.
Yeah.
Somehow they
models, like some of them getting updated and some of them not. Like I remember seeing this thing once where it was like it showed some different like Space Marines, like as if they're all sitting in like a car together in the different seats. You know, I think it was like a Salamander, an Ultramarine, and like someone else. I can't remember what the other was. Maybe it was the Black Templar or something else, right? And then one of them's like, so roll up the window, because there's like an Iron Hands on the side of the road, looking like they were homeless. Like, he hasn't gotten a new model in like, you know, since like such and such time. It's like, don't talk to them, don't look at them.
Oh, that sounds about right, yeah. Yeah, I just feel bad, because the Iron Hands also got a massive nerf in, like, 7th edition, from what I remember. And so they went from being, like, one of the better Space Marine factions to kind of being one of the worst. But
on how things have changed over all the different versions, but yeah, it's very rare when I encounter someone being like, yeah, like I really want to play as the Iron Hands, or they're like the meta in the tabletop scene. Like I just don't usually hear about that a whole lot.
In terms of meta for tabletop, I'm trying to remember, because I know for Space Marines, most of them are good, but it kind of just depends on what you view as like your preferred good.
I remember overhearing from somewhere that like the Thousand Suns are like challenging to play as, but they're really, really good in terms of like their effectiveness.
I haven't really taken a look at the Thousand Suns after, because once they removed the psychic phase, I felt like that was a massive nerf to them as is. Because sure, it makes the game go faster, but removing the whole identity of, yeah, certain factions benefit from having an entire phase to themselves, that kind of screws over some of them.
You know, sometimes I kind of wonder why Space Marine 2 hasn't added the element of children, which is like one of the chapters or legions you can get the colors and markings for.
I have been wondering about that, because they got... I was about to say, they got the space furries added in pretty quickly, despite the fact that the Space Wolves are a very divisive faction, just because people either love them or they hate them. There's not really any in-between on the Space Wolves.
I mean, I joke about them being furries, but like, I don't actually hate them. I just kind of do that just as like a rage bait thing. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
actually think of it deeply.
Well, because the Wolfen are an integral part of the Space Wolves that are barely have any models. And so it's kind of like, oh yeah, they turn into werewolves. Like, we call them furries, but it's more apt to call them Viking werewolves. The only issue is that, there's not really any representation for Viking werewolves. You mostly get the Vikings in space.
I think part of why some people also don't like them, I mean, because obviously a lot of people like them, and then there's people who don't, so that's what the conflict is. But I think for some of the people, it could be the interaction between them and the Grey Knights, because the Grey Knights are always touted as like, well, not always, but a lot of the times they're touted as like this ultra like powerful, like above the average Space Marine, right? Like they're all psychers, they're all like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact name of the conflict, but you probably know the one I'm referring to, where like the Space Wolves and the Grey Knights were like working jointly on like repelling like a demonic invasion on a world or whatnot, and then the Grey Knights were like, all right, we gotta kill all the witnesses. And the Space Wolves were cool with it.
Yep.
And then it was, I don't know, like, yeah, I mean, you would think the Grey Knights technically should have put up a little more of a fight than they did, especially given all of their extra gear and supposed extra powers they have over for what normal Space Marines have, but...
Oh yeah. It really felt like they were just trying to hype up the Space Wolves over everything else in that story, which, I mean, yeah, the Space Wolves kind of need it, because the whole lore behind their Primarch returning is kind of not in a good spot right now.
So I can't remember, is their Primarch still currently alive?
Lehman Russ is not confirmed dead. He went on a voyage and he said that when he returned, it would be the end times, when the Emperor would walk among them again, essentially. It was a much more grandiose speech. Basically, if Lehman Russ returns, the prophecy is that it's the end times, and that a battle for the universe is going to happen. And so yeah, it's just Ragnarok, but Warhammer.
In space, yeah.
So it's not necessarily bad, it's just more of that moment of, if Games Workshop continues on, they have to eventually create the end times story mode of, yep, now we have this new issue where it's no longer about just the world progressing, because to bring back certain Primarchs, it now has to unironically be the end of the world. And that's just not...
Yeah, that kind of is really limiting on how you can bring it back into the setting, because then it has to be in a really unlikely scenario. Like, I don't see them bringing back the Emperor, like, ever really, so that kind of flips the setting upside down.
Yep. Not to mention, humanity is screwed if the Emperor ever dies on that Golden Throne. As soon as he's no longer alive, we don't have warp travel.
Yeah.
And so the Emperor would have to come back and immediately either find a replacement or create a replacement conduit that would allow him to replace himself. But of course, he would have to do that within a matter of seconds before abject chaos and worlds are completely lost.
I've heard some people make some theories that part of the real reason for the Terminus Decree with the Grey Knights, like, trying to force the Emperor to stay on the throne, is actually, like, a reverse psychology thing. The Grey Knights think they're gonna be doing this task, but really what's actually would be happening
that...
if you think of it that way, it would make a little more sense than actually expecting them to try to body a bunch of custodians.
Yeah. Sacrifice yourselves against the perfect warriors. Be slaughtered to feed the Emperor so that... Okay. In a way, that kind of makes more sense. It's just... The other problem is we are trying to find ways to justify Games Workshop being dumb as shit. So there's only so much that we can do in that case.
That theory might make a little too much sense for them in that case then.
Yeah. Because right now, there's a massive lawsuit going on to an Italian company right now who printed proxy models that were... They referenced Warhammer 40k's art style, but they were distinct as a, like, mini shop that they printed and, like, sent their own minis out. The issue is that, Games Workshop sent them a lawsuit, but the lawsuit kind of changed from what they initially said to what the actual paper says. And so now they're in some hot water because I think the official lawsuit is like unfair competition is what they cited as the offense against the company. This is a random Italian dude with like a small group of people who built a 3D printing modeling company for proxy models for tabletop. And Games Workshop is citing unfair competition. It's like, what do you mean unfair? There's a $1 billion company versus a group of Italians making models in a 3D software and then printing them.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can understand to some degree, like, if they had, I don't know, some, like, knockoff competitor, you know, but at the same time, there's, like, other parts that kind of irk me a little, like if you're fine with just buying, you know, their, like, combat patrols and their sets, like, directly from them, and you're okay with paying those high prices, and if you're okay with that and satisfied with just playing, you know, some of the games, that's, I guess, okay, but I guess in some ways I feel like they make it harder to be a fan of this setting. Like,
oh yeah,
you want to go online and find, like, oh, I want to find, like, a full suit of, like, 3D printable, like, Terminator armor that I can make in segments, you know, and this and that, and you have to dig really, really hard to just try to find something, and maybe you just find just, like, the helmet for the armor, but everything else wasn't there, or it was before, but it got taken down, because Games Workshop is like, you can't do this, and then get it taken down, and then you end up having to go down these, like, convoluted rabbit holes to get, like, decent STL files if you even want to just do the small miniatures, you know, like,
yeah.
oh, I want something for the Grey Knights, but you end up having to search. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to get the thing taken down, but, like, you might have to search for something called, like, I'm trying to think of a good way to say it, the Platinum Guardians or something like that, you know, like, it's a slightly different wording, you know.
Yep.
And that's the only way that they can hide the stuff. And my thing is, I don't even want to just take, you know, a bunch of these and make an entire army out of it. Like, for myself, all I really wanted to do was get an STL file so I could myself scale it up and then just print it as, like, a giant cool statue to stick on my shelf after I paint it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You probably remember a little while ago, I mean, that 3D print failed because I had a problem with, like, the feeding system. I don't know why it happened, but, well, I think I have some ideas, but I won't get too much into that. Basically, started the print, it failed, you know, when I had to change the filament, and it didn't feed correctly, but, yeah, so all I really wanted was to make a cool little statue thing. Well, not really, but, you know, like, about, like, a foot tall or something like that.
Yeah.
Close to a foot tall. Because you literally can't buy something like that from them because they don't sell it. So I feel like for things like that, it seems fair to be like, yeah, you know, if they have the means, let them make this, and they're not selling it, they're not trying to make money off it. It's just like a cool little art project they wanted to do. They're like, no, you can't do this. It's just kind of like, I don't know.
Yep. That's kind of why I'm glad that D&D, like Hasbro, are so out of touch with the internet, it seems, that they keep making their official D&D models, and enough people buy them that I can enjoy just scrolling through Etsy and having hundreds of options for different models and styles. I can even get different art styles for different minis. It is really nice. Because with Warhammer, I bought a bunch of upgrade bits because they updated the lore for the space sharks. Because up until a few years ago, the space sharks were just gray armor, black eyes, and they were scavengers on a crusade. Nobody knows where their gene seed came from and who their Primarch was. But it was kind of nice that they updated it now because they made it so that they're all based more off Pacific Islanders. So you have new power swords, new like paint schemes based off of Pacific Islander cultures, so you have a new way to decorate their armor better. I think it works really well with the Space Sharks, but trying to find upgrade bits for those shits is so hard.
But there's no shortage of upgrade bits for Ultramarines.
No, the Ultra Smurfs have Games Workshop's favor. Honestly, because Ultramarines have the most favor. I would argue Imperial Fists are second, because Imperial Fists are just Ultramarines but yellow.
Well, the Black Templars are kind of included with them, sorta.
Yeah, the Black Templars get a lot of upgrade bits, but they also sell really well. They're kind of a favorite faction that a lot of people love, and they're just commercially really viable. Hell, in the first Warhammer video game I bought, it was the Sisters of Battle game. And you are a Sister of Battle, you have one other Sister of Battle with you, and then you're joined by a Black Templar who dwarfs you in size. Because you're a regular ass woman at about 5'6". Dude is like 7 feet tall.
I remember when I was in that VR chat world talking with that one person,
Mm-hmm.
people, someone brought up like, do you think like someone who wasn't as into the Warhammer as the other American guy was talking to the British furry and myself. We were the Warhammer experts, and we were both like talking about, you know, different like matchups, and he was like, "Oh, how do you think the Master Chief would do against a Space Marine?" And we were kind of like, I don't know, like maybe if he gets the drop on them, maybe if he has like a really good weapon, like fuel rod cannons, or I don't know, a really good energy sword. You know,
Yeah.
some combination of things. Maybe he could, but I would say most of the time the Space Marine kills him. If it's a straight fight, if it's fist fights, the Space Marine kills him. If it's with the standard UNSC weapons and the standard Warhammer weapons, the Space Marine kills him. Like, I like the Master Chief, but that's really not a fair matchup.
No, not in the slightest. If you gave Chief Covenant weapons, he'd probably stand a decent chance, depending on which Covenant weapon you give him. Like any of the plasma weapons, a gravity hammer would be really good. Energy sword would be pretty good. Because the UNSC runs like, isn't the assault rifle 223?
The assault rifle is like supposedly 7.62 NATO, like an older type of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's not. Compared to a bolter, that's pretty weak.
I mean, especially when you look at the Astartes, like the original Astartes animation, which, you know, it's canonized now because like Game Workshop got it and everything.
Absorbed it, yeah.
But you see all those like cultists that are emptying their mags into these like Astartes, and all of it's just plinking off their armor and doing almost nothing. And it's like, if their weapons can't do anything, and then you give the chief like a 7.62 NATO like pea shooter, I mean, relatively speaking, it's like, yeah, I don't see that getting through Ceramite. Like, I just don't.
No, it won't. Especially because las guns can blow holes in concrete. Like, the standard rifle blows a hole in concrete. If you took a las gun and brought it into our world, cover is non-existent against you. Because if they duck and hide, you just blow their cover away and you get them in 3 shots.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I would say with Covenant weapons, Chief stands a chance. Because at the very least, then you have, like, the plasma repeater or the plasma rifle. In-game, they're not the best to use, but you're shooting hot plasma. That's doing a lot more damage than the standard regular projectiles that we're using.
I would say the only faction that would stand, like, would be an actual significant threat if they went into the Warhammer setting would be probably, like, the Forerunners.
It's only the Forerunners. They had enough tech that they would be able to make something happen.
Well, I mean, even think of, like, you know, the Tyranids as an example. Just people, you know, when you think of the Forerunners, you think, oh, well, they failed to stop the Flood, and there's some crossover between the Flood and the Tyranids where they both consume biomass, they both, like, spread, they're, you know, I mean, there's some pretty big differences. I'd argue the Flood is way worse than the Tyranids. Like, I'd rather be killed by Tyranids than killed by the Flood.
Absolutely. I'm with you there. Well, because if you're strong-willed, you're not guaranteed to die if the Flood absorbs you. You just watch them pilot your body. Yeah, and that's after the Gravemind forms. If the Gravemind hasn't formed yet, you're just watching this fungus, like alien parasite, control your body.
And turn you into some balloon thing.
Yeah, and you were conscious the entire time. You just get to watch it all happen. You can't kill yourself. You just watch as your body's taken over, destroyed, repurposed, and used. And then if the Gravemind gets formed, all of a sudden your consciousness is now mixed with who knows how many countless sentient beings.
See, I think that if the Flood got into the setting, they would probably defeat the Tyranids, just objectively. I mean, because the second the Tyranids even tried to eat Flood-infested flesh, the spores are going to get into their flesh, and then slowly convert them into Flood forms.
Yeah.
Like, even just breathing in the vicinity of, like, I mean, because have you seen the Mona Lisa? Like, not the painting, but the Halo animation?
I don't think I've seen that one yet, no.
Well, basically, I mean, without going and spilling all the details on it, one of the things that's basically shown in it is that, like, just getting, like, a laceration from Flood form, like, just a Flood form slashing you with their claw, and if it breaks your skin or touches you, that's, like, enough to infect you. They don't even have to actually get, like, one of the infection forms to directly infect you that way. They can just slash you, and then it'll very slowly infect you, and eventually you'll, like, lose your mind, and, like, it'll be like a tipping point, and then you'll turn. And they also change the atmosphere of the areas they're in, so if you just breathe in blood spores, you're cooked.
Yep.
You're just cooked. So if I imagine, like, the Tyranid's like, oh, yum yum, I'm gonna eat this Flood biomass, it's like, okay, you're just gonna convert into Flood then, eventually.
Yeah. I think that's kind of one of the things, is that the Flood is just so ridiculously overpowered that it's kind of endearing that it's like one of the few fictional factions I can ever say stands a chance at actually doing major damage in the Warhammer universe.
Imagine how much more powerful Nurgle would become the second that, like, a fleet of, like, Flood-infested ships entered the galaxy.
Goodness gracious.
All about rot and decay and disease, and then you have, like, the Flood further, like, boosting his influence through just existing and doing what they do.
Yeah.
Everyone would just Nurgle would just win. Like, the Flood would kill everybody, but Nurgle would win in the end.
I would also wonder, though, would the Flood have a presence in the warp? Because that's kind of the thing that is why the Tau really suck at anything to do with intergalactic travel, and also with why they don't have any warp-based powers or psychers, is they don't have a presence in the warp. And so they don't have access to things. They don't really build the warp with their deaths or their life.
You know, I guess it would depend on how far the Flood have progressed, because in the mainline Halo games, all of the instances of the Flood we've seen, it has been like relatively small contaminations. Like, even when they were at the Ark, yes, that was really, really bad, but relatively speaking,
they weren't a galactic
not, like,
spread yet.
I have heard in like more recent lore that the Flood is out there in the galaxy and they are spreading in some areas. Like, I'm pretty sure that was confirmed, that the Flood are out there. They just haven't become a big enough problem to be noticed by the mainline factions yet. But speaking of the Flood, when they get powerful enough, they start being able to like manipulate this thing in the Halo setting called like neural physics, and they can start like altering actual reality when they get powerful enough. And I can totally picture like a top tier or like apex tier, you know, hive of Flood or like infestation in the galaxy of Flood being able to use their like neural physics to go like, I don't know, to get into the warp somehow or influence it. Because the neural physics thing comes from like what the precursors could do, and the precursors are like what got turned into the Flood, because their whole powder thing and all that complicated lore with that.
Yeah. It's very interesting. But I don't know, I haven't really been keeping up with Halo lore. I got so burned out with 5 that I barely even paid attention to what happened in Infinite.
Yeah, I don't really play any of the recent games. I kind of just read about some of the new stuff that happens every once in a while, and I enjoy the older games, like Reach and before.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I actually have a theory as to why the Flood might actually happen, even without reaching the point of like having neural physics access and all that stuff. You know how they will literally trap memories and consciousness of people they infect?
Mm-hmm.
I would think that in the Warhammer setting, that would mean that these souls don't go into the warp necessarily immediately, but they get absorbed into the actual Flood forms and like the greater consciousness of the Flood. And maybe only once, you know, the infected form itself gets killed, that's when the soul of the original body gets sent into the warp. That would be my theory on how it would work.
Yeah. I like it. Because honestly, that just makes it so much more terrifying to think about. Because then you have essentially just Eldar 2.0 problem with Slaanesh. But now on, oh, this happens to everyone. Oh, 1 second. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
With the Flood, that would just... some damage, but the setting as a whole wouldn't completely just fall apart overnight. You introduce the flood, and everyone's cooked.
Yeah.
Like, everyone loses. Oh my gosh, can you imagine, like, because you know how the flood will take the weapons of the species they infect? Can you imagine the flood getting their hands on some of the insane weaponry that the Imperium has, or the Necrons? Now, the Necrons would probably be one of the few factions that could stand up to them, but
Yeah.
I mean, only to a certain extent, because then you have the Logic Plague, and if the Necrons have that thing where what's that thing where they try and put skin on themselves and they eat people and stuff?
It's
the
the
flare.
yeah,
Something?
it's the flare virus.
Yeah, if they can get the flare virus, the flood can give them the Logic Plague. So actually, the Necrons are probably cooked too. But can you imagine if the flood got their hands on Necron tech?
Oh,
And they got their hands on like Eldar tech, and the flood developed the ability to use like psyker powers by consuming like Eldar and like human psykers and such.
even worse. There are relics of humanity's past from the human golden age, when the humanity was more advanced than the Eldar, still hidden in the universe. If the flood got a hold of the AI tech humanity developed that was so advanced the Eldar couldn't fight against them, you're fucked. Straight up, everybody's fucked in the universe.
You know, I feel like in fiction, if we're talking of like a parasitic species or plague or whatever, I find it hard to point at something other than the flood as like, this is the worst. I mean, because maybe you think of the necromorphs from Dead Space, but even then it's like, I don't know. I mean, the necromorphs are pretty terrible, but the flood, I don't know, man. It's just...
The Flood are so well thought out to be a galaxy-ending, like, doomsday virus that there's nothing you can really do against it without total team-up. And I think that's kind of what was needed, because the entire narrative for Halo was, hey, the Covenant, outside of the Prophets, are not that necessarily bad. The Prophets are just posers trying to take over a bunch of old tech while making a religion out of it. And humanity's very existence is in opposition to what they spout as their beliefs. And so there's nothing that humanity staying alive profits the prophets themselves. It threatens their power and their entire, like, intergalactic hierarchy. And so, of course, you had to make it so that, oh yeah, it's not just organic, it's also inorganic issues. Because if it's just organic, oh, we just send in the robots.
You know, speaking of these, like, faction crossovers and whatnot, I don't think that the Covenant would be able to take over the Warhammer thing. Like, they just couldn't. Like, I don't think they could.
No,
but,
they couldn't.
But I kind of do think they would probably body the Tau. Like, the Tau wouldn't be able to stand up to them.
No, the Tau would lose to the Covenant. And I say that mostly from the fact that the Tau do not have the numbers or the experience of all-out warfare. Because the Tau are brutal. They are xenophobic, and they are brutal. But the Covenant are used to the brutality of being the reigning dominant species in the galaxy. They're just a more intense Tau with better tech than the Tau. Because they have Slipstream. The Tau, when Tau tried to use warp travel, they didn't have Geller fields. And so they went through the worst version of the warp when they tried to go through.
Yeah, because didn't they, like, just try to copy what the Imperium had, but they didn't realize that they needed a Geller field to protect their ships, and then disaster happened as a result?
Yeah. They fought a demonic invasion on all of their ships, and I think to the last Tau they were all slaughtered. Because again, they didn't understand why the humans had Geller fields on their ships. They just went, okay, they have warp travel. Let's see what happens. Because humanity has the Emperor as a lighthouse. And so we can navigate through the warp following the Emperor's light with our navigators. The Geller fields keep demon invasions from entering our ship. That doesn't...
You know what would be terrifying?
What?
Flood-infected Custodes.
Oh dear, great horned rat. That is a reality I had not thought of. And I'm kind of terrified.
I mean, already the idea of like a flood-infected space marine, just like a regular one of them, is already kind of like, ooh.
Already
Especially with, like,
terrifying.
thick armor plating. I mean, because when you fight some of the flood-infected elites in Halo 2, I don't know if you remember this, but like some of them actually still have energy shields, and
Yeah.
some of them can still have cloaking. So logic would follow that a flood-infected space marine would still have that armor, but then if it's like a Custodes, they're really, really powerful, like what, Oromite? Isn't that what theirs is made of?
Oh, it's something like that. I will be honest, the Custodes are one of the human factions I paid the least attention to. Just because I kind of went, yeah, that's the Custodes, and I never really did much research afterward.
Kind of one of those factions where it's like, yes, they're touted as like basically the most powerful individual, like type of unit in the Imperium field, you know? But I don't know. I kind of also I don't feel too enamored by them because I also think of them as like, yeah, you have all this training and all these weapons and stuff, but you also kind of just chill at the palace.
Yeah.
And you kind of just hide behind walls that Dorn made for you.
I'm especially a little weary of them just because in the current lore, during the Indomitus Crusade, Gilliman was able to sign with the lords, like the High Lords of Terra, that we can now have the Custodes in the front lines against the, whatchamacallit, against High Fleet Leviathan from the Tyranids. So as things currently stand in the lore, we are getting the Custodes sent out to see what they do. But how well is that really going to go? Because one of the reasons why we've been doing okay against the... I keep on wanting to call them the Flood, but they're not the Flood. But against the Tyranids is that the Tyranids have never absorbed the biomass from the Custodes. So how much worse is it going to get once a Custodes falls in battle to, like, a behemoth?
Well, you know, I guess it also kind of raises the question of, like, in terms of, like, the Flood infecting a particular type of, like, unit or whatever, I don't remember what, I mean, I know the Custodes are, like, insanely, like, resource intensive and expensive to produce. They're really, really, really rare. There's only, like, 10,000 of them, I believe.
Yep, there are 10,000. The Emperor created 10,000 when the Siege of Terra ended after the incident in the Webway, from the Emperor's Webway. There were only, I think, 200, or it was 200 to 2,000 Custodes left. And in the 10,000 years since the Siege of Terra, they just got their numbers back up to 10,000. I think it's like they made like one Custodes every 100 years, where the Emperor could make like 100 Custodes in a year. So, without the Emperor, they're not good at producing them.
I'm gonna look up if they even have, like, gene seed or whatever it is, because, like, I'm kind of wondering, like, obviously, you know, a lot of the stuff about their creation is kind of kept secret. I mean, even in, like, the lore part of it, just to kind of keep the mysteriousness of them.
Oh yeah.
Let me check that.
Because, it
So
is...
apparently they don't use gene seed. Okay. So a lot of it is, like, purely genetic engineering.
Yeah.
Alright, so then that kind of raises another question. Since the Flood can learn and basically adapt itself based on what it absorbs, is it worse for the Flood to absorb a Custodes, or is it worse for them to absorb a Grey Knight and the Grey Knight's gene seed, which is, like, directly from the Emperor?
I would say...
Because if we're thinking, like, one unit by itself, right, like, Blood can, like, use the body of that Custodians as, like, a really powerful unit, right? Like, enhance it, make it stronger, more resilient, right? Even more than it already is. But if it gets its hand on, like, Grey Knight's gene seed, it can literally genetically copy, like, the part of it that gives them, like, psyker powers, and then picture if you have a bunch of blood forms that are basically psychers, similar level to a Grey Knight.
That's kind of where I was going with my line of thinking was, although the Custodes is objectively like the better warrior, giving the fact that the Grey Knights are psychers and the technically the best trained psychers of humanity, giving that as a gene seed to the Flood would just instantly mean we're fucked. Because that means they not only have a presence in the warp, even if the Gravemind hasn't been established yet, you now have to deal with the fact that they have the most stable and easy to reproduce bioenhancements available on hand.
Can you imagine Flood Infector forms that can literally just put people to sleep with psyker powers and then infect them without a fight?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm curious if someone's made art. I mean, they probably have of, like, a Flood Infected Space Marine.
Oh, there has to be. Especially because considering the joke of the Great Exodus from the other, like, sci-fi fantasy, like, settings of everybody just becoming a Warhammer fan, and which is why there's been so much more gatekeeping in Warhammer. I would not be surprised if something like that came up.
I just sent a couple images of, like, the first things I saw from the Flood Infected Space Marine.
Once I'm done with this boss fight, I'm gonna have to check it out because I'm really curious.
Flood Infected Corn Berserker.
Oh goodness gracious. Why do we wish evil upon ourselves? Because on the one hand, that has to be a super badass concept. On the other hand, dear lord, that is
Crossover
terrifying.
nobody asked for.
Yeah. Granted, there is also another crossover nobody asked for was the Bionicle Halo armor sets. I definitely didn't expect that.
Yeah, me neither.
Which I have noticed a weird trend lately is it seems like everybody's really hopping onto the, hey, remember Bionicle? In the past like 3 years, I keep seeing more and more videos about, yeah, remember the original run of Bionicle or the original lore and entire series that came out up until 2010, I think. It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird to think about it in retrospect.
Yeah, there's a lot of those things that existed when we were kids, and they kind of just like disappeared. Like I remember back in elementary school, people were obsessed with like Bakugans. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember those.
yep. Not only do I have one of my original ones from the original run. I have it in my favorite color and attribute.
Dude, I have this like shoebox where I keep like keepsakes and like notes and different things. I don't know, it stood out to me in some way throughout my life, and I keep it in this like large box.
Yeah.
A bunch of these things, and a couple.
Oh, there it all is. Okay. Man, I hate it when that happens.
Happened.
No, there was a hiccup on my internet, and so everything disconnected and just reconnected. It's just annoying because it doesn't really happen that often unless I'm streaming, and then everything just kind of craps on me for like 5 seconds. Just something I gotta work with.
See some of the blood-infected Space Marine images I found.
The boss fight is over. Let me see. General. Oh my gosh. The fact that somebody converted it into a mini.
Yeah, for the first
That
one.
is, yeah, that is disgustingly good. Like that. That's like true body horror in like the best way possible. I mean that as a compliment for that one.
I think the second one needs to have its purity seals removed.
Yeah. Granted, I would also argue that they should set the salamanders upon them and just burn them to ash.
Yeah, that watch the purity seal be something like, I will not fall in battle. It's like, yeah, because the flood is gonna raise you.
Yep. The last one, I think I'm really.
Yeah, that one I wasn't sure on. It was like, I think it was like Space Marine inspired flood infected.
Yeah. Because it's weird because it looks like a clean version of like a Nurgle. Like a Death Guard, but without the disease and rot aspect.
But with the disease. Without the disease, but with the other disease.
Yeah, because it's not the disgusting disease that you get with the Death Guard of just absurd amounts of mucus, vomit, diarrhea, and viscera. It's just the body horror and the growths, but clean. It's really interesting, honestly.
It kind of reminds me of some of those, like Space Marine skits with like using like Space Marine 2 to like make the skits or whatever, and they have this like Death Guard character named Gastrius, and he just communicates in diarrhea sounds instead of actually talking.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, Gastrius, stop it! And then it's like this really gross, like, I'm not gonna make the noise, but it's like, imagine a gross, slippery diarrhea noise, but it's got subtitles, like it's another language, it's being translated.
Yep. Oh goodness, yeah, you don't even have to say or make the noise, I can hear it in my head. And I hate how clearly I can hear it in my head.
Yeah, and it's got that slight, like, metallic can echo to it because it's coming from the inside of the armor.
Mm-hmm. It's so disgusting, but so fitting.
Papa Nurgle would love the flood.
Oh, absolutely.
But maybe might also feel slightly sad about having never been able to create something that even comes close to them.
True. The
Death
apex
Card would
of...
basically be out of a job.
Oh, for sure. Oh, man.
I got a lab practical I gotta do tomorrow that I'm not looking forward to.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Got like four systems of the body that I gotta be able to identify all the individual cell types and tissue types and structures and functions, and I'm just like, ugh.
Oh, boy, yeah. That's got a couple of layers to it.
Yep. Definitely not a fan of A&P, but you know, once it's done, assuming I get done with the class with an A.
Yeah?
But yeah, I'm gonna be heading out and going to sleep then, because I don't want to be tired when I'm trying to recall information tomorrow.
Hey, no worries, man. It's all good. It was good talking to you, though, at the time you were here. Like I said, I'm always excited when people invade me when I stream.
Yeah, it was good talking. I'll join the next time I can.
All good, man. Take care until then, but I do hope that you get a good grade tomorrow.
Appreciate it, man. See ya.
Yep, see ya. Alright, now back to dealing with the Blueberry Mafia solo. This is gonna be interesting. Maybe Emma could use some part-time help? Well, maybe. If only I had more sewing commissions. Okay, well, now I get to be an enforcer for the Mafia. Let's fucking go. Okay, you said blue district, so... yeah, that checks out. We'll walk through here. It's been a while since I last actually checked this area out. Yeah, I don't care, Bunnelby. Well, that's interesting. I haven't seen an alpha. Last time I came here, there were a bunch of alphas in this part. Kinda nice. Have a lot more chill. Oh, man. Right, running through the city. Still not raised the level cap, so I'm very close to not being able to... that I might need to actually get my second team up and running. Which would be absolutely tragic if I had to deal with that again. You're not working still? Gosh dang, how long until that one works? Okay. Alright. I'm here. What does your boss want? Are you Quail, the one Mr. Corbeau was talking about? Yeah, that's me. What was the boss thinking, sending a kid? Ah, well, whatever. Been waiting for you. See, I just started renting out this building. But a bunch of troublemakers moved in while it was empty and they haven't left. It's a real pain. Head on if you're ready to take on these troublemakers. Okay. Well, I know of one way to deal with troublemakers. We flood them out. Look over there. Oh, I thought I was dealing with humans. It's only Pokemon? Oh, come on. You can't handle a couple of Gengar and a Ghastly? Okay, if we're dealing with ghosts, we'll make it quick, simple, easy. Not that hard. Any other problems you have in here? I sincerely doubt ghost Pokemon were your actual worries. Or maybe Mr. Corbeau was just so short-handed he couldn't send somebody to get rid of a couple of ghosts. Is it done? Did you get rid of those pesky Pokemon? I mean, I knocked them out. I don't know if I got rid of them that way. Thank you so much. Now I can get started moving my office here. Pretty impressive. The person you sent did the trick, Corbeau. Thank you very much. Of course he did. It's the Rust Syndicate's job to look after any citizen who needs help. Out of their usual habitats and into our living spaces. It's tough not having a place where you belong. It was the same for me back when I was a kid. You went through something like that too? The famous fearless Corbeau? But wait, that makes it sound like we're the bad guys chasing those Gengar from their home. Okay. Looks like you didn't take care of every last troublemaker, did you? Now that's sloppy work. So what are you gonna do with that Pokemon? I'll look after it and see how things go. I feel bad chasing it out of its home. I think we can live together, at least for now. Well then, I've got your next job lined up already. I need you to help out one of my people. She'll be on the riverbank near the electrical substation. I need you to take care of some undesirable elements down there. So this is essentially we're working for the Yakuza and Pokemon, but the child-friendly approved one. Because I assume some undesirable elements. You're just going to be a rogue Pokemon doing something. I thought I was going to be kicking people into the dirt. I was actually kind of excited for that. But I'm not even allowed to pay off the debt. Because I don't mind grinding for money to pay everything off, but it'd also just be nice if I could, I don't know, not have to do certain things. Mostly just because I respect poison and steel types as a type specialty, but Corbeau's clothing is so whack. Alright, what can't you deal with? You're Quail, right? Ah, that's me. Great, follow me. Oh, I'm so glad communication is an inherent part of your guys' enterprise. I need you to destroy all the mega crystals here in the sewers. How have you not been able to do this yourself? Okay, if that's the case, we're swapping out somebody from the main party so I can level up someone with all this. Highest level is Portia, so we'll swap out Portia. What happened to the scrub that was right here? Could have sworn there was a scrub coming up the way. Well, there's one of the scrub. There we go. Then these are the last two, I assume. Thank you, Avarice. Always a pleasure to have you around. You know, I said it was a pleasure, but you really seem to be tweaking. Did you take anything while you were in your Pokeball? Did not seem a fan of that comment. Got the shiny, we'll just walk on out of here. Thanks for taking care of that pesky mess down there. Say, is it true you're going around calming rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon? It's true. I see. One more question. I know a guy showed up after you calmed one of those rogue Pokemon recently. Who was he? He's just called L. You don't even know his real name, huh? Well, that gentleman's name is Lysander. I fucking called it. He is, or was, a very wealthy and generous businessman. He helped me out when I was a kid, provided me with support since I had no family to rely on. I don't know why he did what he did 5 years ago, or what he's been up to since. But if he's alive, that means I can repay him for everything he's done for me. Oh, but look at me talking to myself. You better not breathe a word of this to anyone. Understand? Otherwise, that interest, it might become a lot more of an issue for you. Anyway, I have another job for you. You've got a little problem with some outsiders causing trouble on our turf. It might get nasty. But you should be able to handle it for me, right? You'll know what's up if you head to the battle court near Centrico Plaza. Go take care of it. You heard the boss's orders. You'd better listen to him. I don't want to. I just want to call Tawny a magnificent asshole. And curse her for lumping me in with the fucking Yakuza. Sure, this is all kid-approved Yakuza, so there's not really any real danger that's gonna happen in this. But it does take the fun out of things. I need to change your... That is a horrible nature on you. I know I've got some mints around. What kind of mints we got? Defense for stronger specialist. Defense speed. Attack stronger, defense. I'd say for now we'll use a serious mint on you. Yes. Because an increased special attack is worthless on you. We don't use special. Yeah, that seems a lot better. Much better. So we're gonna get that going. Oh hey, you got a Sableye. Good choice. It's not as cool as mine though. Oh man. I'm very curious to see what will happen if we actually get to storm the tower. Though I will say, I am glad to find out that the events of this game are taking place 5 years after X and Y. So it really hasn't been that long since everything happened. Now, for your Roselia, I'd strongly suggest having it learn the special move Giga Drain. It's true that its current move, Poison Sting, has an appealing additional effect. However, that is harsh. That is harsh. I love it. You think you can take us on? You do look somewhat capable. If nothing else, it could provide a nice warm-up for our next gathering. Very well, if you feel you're ready to face the two of us, then come speak to me. Oh, I want to bury the two of you alive. Best way to go about it? It'd be funny if I could just take you, one of your two out with Surf. So we're going to start with Avarice. You seem quite confident in skills, but do you really think you can beat both of us? Of course. We participate in very advanced battles at the Society of Battle Connoisseurs. Let me show you a glimpse of our skill. There's no skill with you two. You brought a good bite. How adorable. You think you actually pose a threat. I was actually hoping for a 2-on-1. Oh, look at that. Pretty advanced, and you use one of the most powerful types in Pokemon. I must remain classy, even when conquered. Yeah, your dragon type sucks compared to mine. Honestly, this location is just too drab for my Pokemon to show their full potential. I will make sure the name of the Society of Battle Connoisseurs remains untarnished. Prepare yourself, for I am far stronger than him. My love for Pokemon battles knows no bounds. If I wanted to bury him in the dirt, I want to cremate you and use your ashes for fertilizer. Oh, how adorable, a fairy type. Ah, more fairies. So he has a typically very strong type, and you're far stronger. You've been acting like you own this place. Too bad you had to go and lose to a kid. People are on edge as it is these days. What with all the wild Pokemon showing up in town? Hardly seems like a good time to be going around troubling our city's children. Now does it? You're Kobor of the Rust Syndicate, aren't you? The one who fancies himself some kind of outlaw hero for the masses? So you sent this boar here to humiliate us? Well, we'll have our revenge someday. You all should head home for today too, kiddos. Watch out for any strangers. Ooh, I'm glad you got us out of that. Thank you. I don't think of myself as a hero, you know? Someone has to take action. That's all. Anyway, you really are strong, aren't you? And yet you don't boast or show off. Why? Nobody even knows that you're the one calming rogue Pokemon. You're an interesting one. Please, I must ask you that you to desist. This is ridiculous. What's happening now? You're coming with me to find out. Fine, fine. Though if we need to capture somebody, I'm not promising that they're living. That's Jet, that's Tawny, that's Corbeau, and that's a group of people. So, this is gonna be some more bullshit, ain't it? What'd you do now, Tawny? As I have said many times already, there's absolutely no cause for you to be concerned. You say that, but who knows what you're doing behind the scenes? The number of wild zones keep increasing. Isn't that the true goal of your redevelopment plan? Quail and Corbeau, sir? Now here's an unexpected pairing. The CEO of Quasartico and Tawny together, huh? Care to explain all the ruckus? You've heard the rumors that Quasartico's behind all the wild Pokemon coming to the city, right? We want to hear the truth from the CEO. But those rumors are ridiculous. I came here because I'd heard these people might try to start something with Quasartico. And good thing I did. This cloud won't listen to reason. And who are you? We're trying to keep our city safe. If you're gonna get into our way, then you'll have to face my Pokémon. Keep our city safe. Don't make me laugh. Tawny, get the president away from this mess. Got it. This way, ma'am. Well, isn't this an interesting turn of events? Though I'm not sure how I ended up protecting a scoundrel who won't even repay a debt. You're kinder than you act. Give me a break. Nice people don't end up in my line of work. Still, I can't just abandon folks who are in trouble. That's below even me. Come on now, I'll lend a hand. That makes 2 against 1. I never said I'd play nice. I didn't get a good picture of that, damn. A pincer? A little slow, but you're not bad. Yikes, I've got no comeback to a sound beating like that. I mean, I could have beat you hard just by myself. Where did you two come from? You're so strong. But we'll uncover the evil deeds of Quasartico someday. You haven't seen the last of us. That's what every defeated villain says. I guess originality wasn't their strong suit. My Scoliopeed is pretty strong, though, eh? I mean, seems fairly good. Thanks for the help, Quail. Glad you came when you did. I was at a loss for how to handle that many people. And thank you too, Corbo, sir. Don't worry about it. Couldn't have you getting injured. Otherwise, we'd have to wait even longer to get our money. Not that we'd mind you racking up more interest. Besides, the Rust Syndicate deals in favors, not violence. So, you there, Quasartico President lady. What that rabble was going on about? How the wild Pokémon are coming here because of Quasartico. Any truth to that? First, allow me to offer my thanks for your help. And what is true is that we at Quasartico Inc. aim to make Lumio City into a place where people and Pokemon will coexist in harmony. However, we also know it is unreasonable to simply dream we can live alongside wild Pokemon with no protections needed. Our holotech encloses the wild Pokemon to keep Lumios's people safe, though I also hope to someday remove all such walls between us. Yeah, I really hope all that's true. It would be a shame for something to happen to this city. I do love this place, in spite of everything I've been through here. Well, thanks for putting in a bit of overtime, kid. I'll be in touch. You are one of the other Pokemon trainers that Vinny reports to me about, I believe. And you stay with AZ at his hotel? I hope you'll continue to help us with keeping Lumio safe. I'll stick with President Jet and make sure she gets back okay. I'd ask Vinny to handle it, but apparently he's off dealing with some other urgent thing. Why don't you head back to the hotel for now? I bet Lita's worried about you. Though I guess that's funny coming from me, the one who's caused all this worry. Yeah. Tawny, I refer to my face with that dialogue. I do not give anything. This one's still not usable? Man. How far away is it? Do I want to walk back to get a shot to... Ooh. Chance a shiny. I mean, I've got decent luck with shinies. I think I'm just gonna teleport over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 side quests, that's not too terrible. Get some side quests done, we'll head back, and we'll just go from there. You're back, Quail. Do you think that was our last job for the Rust Syndicate? Work. But wouldn't you think it's also work? But wouldn't you think it's also... You would think it's also innocent if you'd seen Corbeau when he got angry. He's terrifying. What's that got to do with anything? Hey, good work today. There's something I'd like to discuss. Stop by our office. Alone, please. I'll be waiting. Was that the Rust Syndicate calling you in? Yep. I knew it. I don't know what kind of bad luck gets you caught up in so much stuff, Quail. I'm sorry I can't do more than cross my fingers and hope you'll get back safely. Well, straight up, everything is kind of Tawny's fault. So, bad luck is the fact that I am friends with, coworkers with, I have an Australian kidnapper. And now I just work for her. Alright, move it or lose it. He's here, boss. Thanks for coming in. Is this another job? You're one interesting kid, aren't you? Running odd jobs to help a friend, calming down rogue Pokémon. It's all pretty impressive. More than anything, I love that you can hold your own in a battle. So I've decided you're done working for us. I'll clear all the interest as promised. What's the catch? But that's not actually why I called you here. You see, I wanted to have a proper, no-holds-barred battle with you. Well, thank goodness I have my Challengers ticket maxed out. Now, isn't that interesting? You're my next opponent in the ZA Royale. Fate itself is telling us we need to battle. Right you are, boss. Alright, bitch. Bring it. So, do you have a Challengers ticket? I do. I love it when someone's well prepared. We can get right to our promotion match. So is he showing off the Mega Scoliopede? Is that his thing? Okay. Opening up with him, Rust Syndicate is going to be Dark, Poison, and Thick. So, we're opening up with Portia. You have that Challenger's ticket ready? Yep. Suppose I really ought to thank Tawny for introducing me to an amusing trainer like you. Sadly, I can't even disagree with that statement. Now then, let's get this started. I'm looking forward to it. The best part of battle is facing a trainer who's got talent, and then sending them home crying. You're acquainted with Lysander too, yeah? That's proof enough for me that you're no pushover. I want to experience every drop of your skill as a Pokémon trainer. Hey, I barely even know the guy. Oh, come on. Let's not argue semantics. People, Pokémon, we all get covered in the grime of the world as we go through life. The city needs people willing to get their hands dirty cleaning up all that mess. As a kid, I had no home, nowhere to go, until Lumiose gave me a place where I could belong. I aim to protect this city in any way I can, and for that, I need more influence. I need to reach rank A. I'll be the one to reach rank A. For now, I'm just going to enjoy my battle with you to the fullest. Alright, let's get this over with. Okay, you look a lot better in this pose than when you're standing, because those pants do not do you any favor. Good opener with Arbok. I approve. Too bad I read you. Yeah, where's that Fire Fang now, boy? Oh, what? How did I lose my... Oh, that's annoying. You cut off... You broke my concentration. I lost my targeting, and I just had to... Oh, that's annoying. Okay. I might have to take you seriously. Scoliopede, As long as you're with me, I can face any pinch with a smile. Okay, I actually have to pay more attention now. Well, that's disappointing. I wasn't able to let Scoliope fully shine. I don't know, you took out a Mega with your Mega. Granted, I was weakened. Promoted to rank C. Don't know if Lysander sees your talent, but I do. I see what you can bring to this city. Here's a TM as a sign of my respect. It's the move for Gunk Shot. You should have all your Pokémon learn it. Actually, Gunk Shot is pretty nice. Thanks again. It was a good battle. You know, we could use someone like you in the Rust Syndicate. What do you say? I'm a member of Team MZ, so I can. Fair enough. I respect you sticking to your crew. Team MZ must be one heck of a team, especially with you on it. Though I don't think I'm quite done with you yet. I'll see you at Hotel Z. I don't even look like I'm taking Lita seriously when she says that. You beat Corbeau and you're a rank higher too. I bet the Rust Syndicate will keep off our backs now that you've defeated Corbeau. It would look pathetic if they kept trying to boss us around after a loss like that. They won't fully leave us alone till we pay back what Tawny owes them, though. So it's time for us to chip in as a team leader and clear Tawny's debt. Just when I'd finally started saving up some real money for my sewing commissions. You'd better be chipping in too, Quail. The fuck? At least once we pay this off, we should be free from the Rust Syndicate for good. I don't want to have anything else to do with them. I'm so sorry, everyone. I promise I'll pay you all back as soon as I can. Tawny, you're a bum. Don't even fucking try. At least we're getting it sorted out. Did you at least manage to take care of whatever was pulling you away this whole time, Tawny? Yeah, it worked out okay. I was trying to keep the president of Quasartico safe. The funny thing is, Corbeau showed up to help. Wait, do you think the Rust Syndicate is gonna add on more to my debt for that? If so, I guess it's time to bring it back to doing unpaid labor. Hello, hello. Anyone here? Oh my gosh, a guest? So this is Hotel Z, eh? Not bad at all. What are you doing here? Oh no, are you gonna have a whole Rust Syndicate battling Pokemon here like you said? Please don't. We just need a little more time. We'll pay Tawny's whole debt back tomorrow. Now, what's got you all on edge? Think about it. What do most people come to hotels for? To book a room, correct? Or what? Is Hotel Z too fancy for the likes of me? If you'd like a room, I'd be happy to get you checked in. Sir? Follow me, please. You really are huge, old man. You know, word on the street is you're 3,000 years old. If you would put your name down here. Of course. Give me your best room, please. Occupation? I'll just put down handyman. There, all filled out. Oh, I got distracted by the movement, never mind. There, all filled out. Bet you didn't expect me to have such neat handwriting. You'll find the elevator right over here, sir. It's time for me to retire. A pleasant evening to all of you. What's going on? What was that about? I couldn't possibly guess. Well, he's our guest now, so we'd better make sure he has a good stay. Now that was a surprisingly good night's sleep. Who's in charge of your housekeeping? That'd be me, sir. Very nice work, kid. The room was spotless. I could tell care went into every detail, every corner. You even prepared a special breakfast for Scoliope and the crew. Here's what I owe you for my stay. And here's a tip for you, kid. So this is a little too generous. Don't worry about it. Everyone knows I'm a good tipper. Well, thank you very much. Boss, I'm here to escort you back to the office, sir. Ah, if it isn't Tawny. About that loan, we would really appreciate if you could repay it soon. Now, if possible. Oh, right, I just so happen to have the full amount here. Very good. You must always return what you borrow. It's important to follow rules like this in life. Our business here is done. Time to head back. It's been a pleasure. Let's both keep doing what we can for Lumios, yeah? Why are the Rust Syndicate people like this? Done with cleaning the rooms and everything? Yep, all finished. I also checked the unused rooms, freshened up the toiletries, all that. I still can't believe that the Rust Syndicate actually showed up at the hotel. And that tip. Maybe it's some kind of honor among thieves thing or something? Like they felt bad for us? Seems like they kinda like Quail after all. Whatever their deal is, I'm finally debt-free. No more sketchy loans for me. Yeah, I should hope not. Lita? Naveen. A moment, please. Of course. Sure, AZ. What are these? The Mega Rings and Mega Stones you two will need to Mega Evolve your partners. Wait, for real? But Mega Rings are super precious and valuable, aren't they? Neither of us is ranked terribly high in the ZA Royale either. No matter. You two have been helping Quail to ease the suffering of Pokemon undergoing Rogue Mega Evolution. If anything, I should have given these to you sooner. You have my apologies. Please don't apologize. I'll take these gratefully. Same here. Thanks, AZ. Aw yeah, look at us, Mega Evolution users. But, leader, isn't your partner still a Staryu? Staryu can't Mega Evolve. It has to evolve into Starmie. Pokemon can only Mega Evolve when they aren't capable of evolving any further. But that aside, Quail, I want you to be the first to face my soon-to-be Mega Scrafty. Wait, I was just about to challenge Quail too. Why not have him take you both on? Let's make it a whole team activity. We'll all meet at the battle court near here. What? Why? Look, I've got no problem doing more Pokemon battling, but y'all need to chill. Wild Sense is increased. What do we got? 17. Finally, I can get Skarmory. Oh, and Lampent's there. Okay. So if I evolve my Litwick, I don't have anything to worry about. 16. There's Phalanx. Trying to figure out what that other one is. Okay. Yeah, 15 was the ghost, so I want to get a Skarmory. I want to get a Phalanx and whatever that other silhouette is, because I don't recognize that silhouette. That is the wrong Pokeball to use. Okay. Okay. Now I got one. Okay. So we got a Phalanx. Florges. And first, that was a Froakie. Medicham. So you can catch Froakie here. That's good. I have been really curious about that. Flaffy. Alpha Ampharos. Don't mind me. Just running over this way. Oh. Oh, you took out Pilates. That's not good for me. So we got... I assume that's going to be a nighttime spawn then. So Froakie's in there. Okay. We're just going to leave here, hit a Pokemon Center. Then I'm going to find a bench so we can come in at night. 42 or above. Yeah, we're in the 60s. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, there's not even a nearby Pokemon Center. I have to go to Vernal for that. Annoying, but just what we gotta do sometimes. Ay, ay, ay. Go for the shiny. Leave no shiny uncollected. Yeah, gonna need a heal. Poor Pilates got beat pretty hard by that Mega Ampharos. You help me with? No, I'm good, thank you. Thank you kindly. We're gonna find the anti-homeless bench. And we're gonna... Yeah, what happens if I do this? 75. So level 75 and below will listen to me. So I've got roughly 10 levels of wiggle room. Now where is a bench? I will do the side quest later. Now I just want to see Medicham, Flaffy, Phalanx, Pokeball. There we go. We'll kill some time here. Yep. Don't care. I'm not gonna grind up just yet. Ah. Barbarical. And that's all of them. So we got 16 sorted out. There we go, 17. Go to Ver. Thank you, Barrel. we're going to resist everything. And just be a bit of a jerk. Don't I already have one of those? Yeah, I've got the male form. I don't have the female in my possession, but I do have the male. Yeah, you should still be... Yeah. What? Okay, we got a lamp then. Mega Mall Wild could be really good. Is it really one Skarmory per thing? Because that is quite lame if that's all we get. So I have to reset this whole area. Yes, hello. Oh. Nope, that's all. Yep. avarice. Gosh dang it. How difficult does it need to be to get a friggin' Skarmory? What is the catch rate on these bitches? Yes, I'd like to heal my Pokemon, please. I'll do some shopping. I do need more full restores. Do another 60. Revives. We can do 70 more of those. Ah, so they give drugs out now. Do an even 50. And then might as well sell. Okay, there we go. That's all. Yes, we have to. Because I really want to get that Skarmory. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. I didn't see the Skarmory. Should be around though, right? Or is Skarmory some sort of rare spawn that only happens occasionally in the sky? I'm not seeing him. Crap. Yeah, we're killing time here again. Gotta wait for the Skarmory to spawn. It's not spawning anything now. Crap. Just one Pokemon left that I wanted. I didn't even realize you could catch Chespin in here. Oh, perfect. Only two. Only 2 chevrons as a chance to catch these darn things. That's really annoying. Okay. Yes, another battle zone activates. Game, I am begging for a Skarmory. I just wanted a Gen 2 Pokemon, because I really like Gen 2. Fine, I will do this. I will fast travel, so I can reset the encounters. I will heal my Pokemon. Nope, that's all, thank you. Now we just quickly dash back. Nothing in the sky. Have I really wasted all of my spawns for a while? Is this it? Alright, we're just gonna kill some more time then on the bench. See what happens. Oh, well, I'm in danger. Okay. a little mean to gang up on us like that. Okay, Avarice, we'll just... Never mind. Thank you, Portia. Well, we got some of the spawns back. Ooh, I heard it. Finally, we got him. Oh my goodness. That took an absurd amount of effort. So I'm assuming this will become a wild area at some point. I don't think that area will. But I'd say Jean Sector 1 area. Decent chance it might. Jean Sector 8. Decent chance that might happen as well. Because we're at 17. So I feel like... I don't know if they'd make Academy at 12 into a wild zone. Quasartico Inc. might turn into one. Magenta Sector 3 candidate. Blue Sector 9 or Sector 8. But I don't know. There's also Sector 7 with that sweeping area. A lot of things it could be, a lot of things it might not be. I don't personally care. So I am going to check out my boxes, because... yeah, I figured that would be the case. Swirlix, Litwick, Spicy, Spritzy, Gengar, Delphox. Yeah. Pyroar, Regular. Oh, that's a... yeah, you'd belong there. Alpha Pyroar, you can go into the Alpha box. Then from here, I do believe I have a Dusk Stone. There we go. Progress feels nice. Perfect. We got the Evil Chandelure. Which, not a bad Pokemon. I really do like it. Okay, I need a metal coat for you. And I need more of your first form. Already leveled, will evolve one of you. Would be interested in shiny hunting you. Have that, have this. I need to get friendship up. Gotcha. So let's Starmie, Flavy, Carnivore, Routes. Shop it, Rosary, Leafeon, Snorlax, Sweet and Mousy, Lie. Is there anything I haven't really evolved? Really is just Riolu at this point. Riolu and Baneri. Solar Beam. Okay. So Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, Blizzard, Experience Candy, Focus Blast, Overheat, Outrage, Speed Candy XL, Gold Bottle Cap, Master Ball, Shiny Charm. I'm 11 levels away from having this Shiny Charm. So catching sprees is what I'm seeing I need to do. Evolve via Link Trade. I need to find quests or some way to get a metal coat. Because with 2 metal coats, I could get this. I technically have a Spritzy. But it's not the same. My Pokemon battles do that. Usually. I need to catch a lot of Pokemon of different types. It really is just filling out my Pokedex and catching additional Pokemon. Because my Pokedex is fairly filled out. Mega Barbarical, Mega Scolipede, don't got the Mega Stone for it. We don't know who that is. I'm assuming these are the Charizard ones. Then that might be the Blastoise one. Mega Drampa, unsure. So Mega Skarmory, I don't like the feet. Outside of everything else, I think it's good. But why does Skarmory get wicked long talons on its feet? To me, that does not make a lot of sense. But then, 2 starters, I need to get them and figure out where to go. Max out friendship to get Clefairy, then a Clefable. Mail for that. Trade with the pouch. I don't know how to evolve you, but I'm working on it. I need to catch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of you. Max friendship to get that. Level you up. Friendship. Trade with a King's Rock. I don't think I found a King's Rock. I need Charmander. I need a Squirtle. I need a Metal Coat. I need a Metal Coat. I need a Bagon. No idea. Drampa. Zygarde. Don't know what the rest of these are. We're getting close to getting it all done, though. Alpha Magikarp. You know, I realized I haven't been back to that one snooty store in a while. I am rank C. Would I be allowed in? No, it's the barbershop. Let me in. Let me in. None but the truly stylish. I don't know. I feel like I am quite stylish in this. You know what? Might as well see if there's a way I can get a trilby that looks okay. Bravely Red isn't bad. Simple studs, triangle earrings, hoop earrings. Gold, silver, rose gold. I mean, if I can mix and match so I only have one in for my ears, that might be interesting. White, black, gold, silver, bronze. No, simple studs. Gold, silver, rose gold. I do like a good silver. But we'll leave. Here. Might as well just buy this one to complete the set. No, definitely not. Right, yeah. Not a big fan of that. Spender set, the loafers, shoes, side gore boots, side pumps. Yeah, not a big fan of these. No, nothing there really seems to be interesting. A dark type pea coat. Overturning purple, overturning green. Again, I've never had a pea coat be this short on the waist, but I'm not necessarily against it if you can find something. Ugh, no. Gray, brown, pretty good. Dark type jacket set. I mean, the leather jacket is nice. Just for the wine red shirt, because that might work. Shorts, loafers, paddling, black blossom, blue blossom, red blossom. Yeah, we're just gonna leave here. Stone Emporium. Do you have anything new? Gangarite, Bobsmite, Scissorite, Shot by Steelixite, Kingscon, Charizard, Blastoise. So Venusaurite is not sold here. So they don't sell the one that you pick. Interesting. No, around a Quasartico. Yeah, the Pokeball boutique. Alright, we'll go to the, then we'll check out the Pokeball boutique. Water and bug type. Not bad to have extra view. Nest ball, Effective the lower the level of the wild Pokemon. Effective when catching Pokemon in or on the water. Dusk Ball at night. More effective at catching a Pokemon the more actions the target has taken. Quick Ball before they spot you. Repeat Ball, one that you've caught before. Not bad. Luxury Ball makes it grow friendly after being caught. Premier Ball. I do like Premier Balls. Okay, so far I don't see any need to really do much more than that. We got what we need. So let's just grab because with Quasartico, all I can really do is get the small experience candies unless if you updated your selection. Because some mediums would be nice. You did update your selection. Okay. So, Agronite, Chandelure, Excadrite, Drampinite, Alakazite, Skarmory, Galadite, Gardevoirite, Scoia'dite, Phalanxite, Pinsirite, Galadite, Electrocite, Aerodactylite, Heracrossite, Lucarionite, Gyaradosinite, Sharpedenite, Sablenite, Lopunite, Aldenite, Houndumanite, Manectronite, Pidgeotite. Okay. And enough for an absurd amount of candy. Okay. Well, this is going decently well. Yes, thank you, Mabel. I hoped you would. Okay, let's check the Pokedex. 190 caught, 208 seen. So, friendship shenanigans. Male with a Dawnstone, trading. No idea. Catch a bunch of these ones and then evolve them with various stones. Friendship. Just regular leveling up. Friendship. Trade with the King's Rock, which I don't have a King's Rock. Charmander, Squirtle, evolution lines, Metal Coat, Bagon, no idea for the rest. Man, I don't even have some of the Pokemon that I'm supposed to, but I have got their Mega Evolution Stones already.